to the truck drivers and the bays on Instagram. From Compton to Birmingham, New York to Amsterdam, everyone is tapped in with Hood in the Morning. You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic, your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer, your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. Time to tap in now. You are traveling with the Hood Mystic.
You are now tapped in.
Got a smile and a body and a booty, but your beauty's on the inside. I like your style, you a cutie, you a really, but you're the kind of girl that I like. If you ride it, I'm rolling the wheel. You control it while I roll it. Your love can't control it. I know it, you show it. We going places, no new faces. Know your placement, know I'm faced with more outside. Love me for me, ignore my pride, and I'm down for you to the core inside. You're my baby, won't ignore your cries. You're my lady, by my side. Love is a real thing, it does not hide. Don't leave right now, I need your kisses. Don't fail me now, I need your wishes. Stay with me until we complete this mission. Don't fail me now, I need your wishes. You got a smile and a body and a booty, but your beauty's on the inside. I like your style, you're a cutie, you are really, but you're the kind of girl that I like. And we should just run away. My heart is looking in your eyes. There is no other way. And they say that the heart never lies, and I really lie.
Peace to the family. We in this thing. Congratulations to you, man. I'm just so happy for you today. Yes, I'm happy for you. Happy for us all that we are here today. Ooh, my book. Gotta have my book. We ain't talked in a while. We ain't talked in a minute, and because of that, I got a lot to say. Been observing. They told me to be observant. You know, conscious rhetoric. Be the observer. And man, I've been low-key tired, man. I've been, this work that I do is really, really hard because it's more or less of dealing in the present, but also dealing in the future. And that's not nothing to brag about. But astrology is the forecasting of particular celestial events, knowing when the stars are going to be, where the stars are going to be. That's prediction, my friend. And if you can internalize that you are a star, then you can take a hold of your life. And when we take a hold of our lives, we enter into the realm of destiny. When we are on this particular train of thought to nowhere that's considered fate. So what we're dealing with is a combination of apocalypse tied in with the Ragnarok. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about, right? John agrees. Because, you know, we warriors. You know, that's very, very important to understand Loki and his sons, okay? And for some reason, I got a lot of sons, family, you know? So, whew, I want to talk about Atlantis. I want to share some stories. I want to tap in. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I want to hear how you guys are doing. So why not start early? So, you know, we can get everything accomplished. And so, speaking of starting early, I've been up since 3:00 working on my class, really refining it. I'm so excited and I'm so happy to be able to begin to start this journey sooner than later. You know, I have a guest course. I don't know if you guys are hip to the Spirit Doula, but if you're not, go to the Spirit Doula Academy, sign up for her courses. I'm gonna be a guest speaker tomorrow. So tomorrow around 8:30, I'll be doing my first little teaching thing, but that's not gonna stop. But that won't stop on Wednesday, on the 23rd, May 23rd. Wow. Really, John? We gonna do that? So May 23rd, we'll be doing my own personal course, and the links to that will be in the description, also in the pinned comment after the live. So if you're interested, we're learning astrology and we're learning tarot, and we're really getting into what I like to call the RNA and DNA of metaphysics. And not to be confused about this, we are taking the realm of astrology, which is predictive, right? Not to be so confusing about predictive. We know when exactly the fucking full moon is. We know exactly when the fucking eclipse is, down to a science, right? That's prediction, okay? And then we're taking the science of archetypes, and we're able to understand this in the realms of space, time, and future. So we're doing the major arcana first, and then we'll progress into the minor arcana at a future date. We'll also be doing Chakra Nova. And so Chakra Nova is something that me and my wife will be doing together. She don't know that yet, but I think we talked about it. But yes, we will be, because this is my thing and then it's her thing. And I'm actually going to have a lot of people help me with Chakra Nova. Prime Harmonic, he's going to help me with that. He don't know that yet either. But these are all of the things that I kind of been working on in the ethers, but in real life. Like I said, I've been up since 3 working. So beautiful time. And I just wanted to share that with the family. And John is a baby sometimes. Cause I'll be confused, you know. I'll be confused about that young man. Sometimes he's really mature and really astute and very advanced. And then some days he is 18 months. And it's like very overwhelming at times. But the title of this video is Better Be Confused Than to Come to a Stupid Conclusion. All right, Prime, you yeah, so everything and what we're doing is taking our bodies, okay, and we're turning our bodies into magical devices. And shout out to Dreamwise, whether we are fasting, whether we are, so it's defecation, which means we're cleaning that colon, we're getting that gut cleaned out. Urination, where we're drinking that water, cleansing our system. Respiration, right? Breathing, and then overall what we eat. And so we're trying to figure out all of the modalities to not just take things in, but get rid of shit, okay? And that's what we're talking about. The moon is waning, okay? So when we bring ourselves into alignment esoterically, this thing becomes very, very simple, right? It's weird for a person to say, and this is we still on Dreamwise, where he says, "Oh shit, I can't. I fast every goddamn month without fail. I'm fasting all the time. I'm telling everybody I know about fasting." Well, that's because he's dream wise, right? He's wise about his dream world. He's wise about the realm of the darkness, and he's able to understand that sometimes you got to get rid of shit in order to be in alignment. You can't just retain everything, right? Because that's baggage, that's weight, esoterically, metaphysically, in relationships, in love, all of these particular things. Sometimes you just got to get rid of it. And the best way to do it, fasting, cleansing, purifying, changing up the diet, colon cleanses, but whatever, crying, do some goddamn cry magic. You ever seen that movie Cry Baby? Yeah, so that's more or less the idea. So what we're talking about now is the moon, as we can see, conjunct Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn as it approaches Capricorn, but somewhere in the nether regions. So the way that astrology works is that we have to fixate a space and place and time into a box and then understand it. But the real astrology, the real ways of the planets don't work like that. Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter is not in Capricorn. Is not in Sagittarius either. It's somewhere in between, right? As we can see with our eyes, like just common sense. But if we are needing to have a logical understanding for something that's not even logical, then that within itself is doing ourselves a disservice. So I'm going to start this conversation off as your friend, but end it off as your enemy, because we have to build our community from the ground up, meaning that we have to tear down pillars of the community that don't even speak to your greatness, but only speak to your defeat. Don't speak to your astrology, but only speak to your astrology within a segmented reality. Oh, you a Libra. Oh, you a Virgo. Oh, you a this. When I'm a teach astrology on Wednesday with the spirit doula, part of that lesson is explaining to people that you should study it all. Why? Because you are everything, okay? And once you realize that you are everything, you transcend it, but you have to understand the different parts of you and how they work together. And once you figure out your inner mechanics, then you can now understand relationship mechanics. And now you don't have to manipulate people so much. Or if you do choose to manipulate people, you know exactly this is what you're doing. I'm manipulating because I want something, right? Because so many people want stuff, but then it's like, well, then manipulate people. Oh, I can't do that. I cannot do that, Hood Mystic. I'm a good person. Well, people manipulate people. I mean, for good, right? If you have a good heart, then you might want to manipulate people to like you, or manipulate the system, or some form of changing the grid or the ecosystem. Because like I said, I want to start this off with a story about how I feel towards the establishment. And it's a real simple story. It starts around 2006, And I got out of prison 2006, so maybe I'm out of prison for about 1.5 years. And so I did a lot of rehabilitation, post-rehabilitation, because I was the problem when I was 19 years old, right? So the society, or the quote unquote government, said, okay, let's rehabilitate this person, let's change this person. And I said, I will change, right? I was a willing participant in my rehabilitation. So I took a job readiness course, and I was excellent at it. I didn't get paid, but it was 40 hours a week. I had to pay for my commute. It was an hour commute to and fro. I didn't complain, and I showed up every day ready. I got my little certificate, put that on my resume, and I went job searching in Boston, Massachusetts, seeking an entry-level corporate America job, because I've rehabilitated myself, changed myself for the better. I was no longer that 19-year-old child that committed those atrocities, crimes of selling weed. How atrocious of me, right? To be this low down weed seller, right? And so refine myself, rebuild myself, go through the program. And then I start going on interviews. And I would shop in the meantime. Don't ask me where this money came from either, because somehow, some way I had it. And so I was buying clothes, spending a lot of money on expensive suits and things of that nature, or thrifting and coming up on nice sweater vests and things of that nature. So I had a wide array of costumes that I could go on these particular interviews with and begin to present myself in the most upstanding fashion you could imagine a human being to present himself as ready for the position of an entry-level corporate position. I mean, my line was sharp. My shirt was dry clean, not ironed. People were floored at my interview skills. I mean, they just loved me. Up until the point where it'll get to the point where, let's do this background check real quick and we'll be right back. But man, you are awesome. Come back. Boom. Sorry, man. Just can't hire ya. Come back in 3 years. The felony is just too fresh. You mean that felony from 4 years ago, 5 years ago? Yeah. Too fresh. You know, and that was times like 50. Because that was the idea of job readiness. To find a job, your job was to find a job. So 8 hours a day, I was doing things beyond myself to fit into this mold of what society needed me to be, so which I didn't go back into the place for which I came from, which wasn't half as bad if I'm gonna be honest about it, but I digress. So I'm on this journey of no, and to the point where I can't take it, I break, and then I kind of shun society. Because the place that y'all call the government, or the place that y'all call work, or the place that y'all call a home, I just wasn't allowed to get into for some odd reason. Wasn't allowed to structure my life in that fashion based upon the decisions that I made at an early age. So the reason that I bring this up is that in order for me to to survive in this world, I had to find a stable foundation. And that stable foundation cannot sit upon a false society. However, your spirit or your soul might permit such amenities and comforts for which my soul never allowed me to experience. So I'm able to communicate to you that when it's time to open your heart and develop a spiritual nature, you have to tear down the archetypes and the structures for which bind you and hold you to your slavery. Okay? And the things for which bind you and hold you to your slavery are the individuals that look just like you. Okay? They sound like you. They feel like you. They even talk in the talk that you need to hear, meaning that they market to you. Okay? So today, I want to open your heart to yourself. Okay? My goal in probably 500 worth of videos where I'm trying to teach you about yourself, because this is what I had to learn when I tried to play the game. And so why I'm able to speak and hold a particular reverence for these times and these days is because I've lived here my whole entire life. What is horrible to you is just another day for me, fam. Okay? It's just another day for me. I need you to understand that. I need you to understand that consciousness is not based upon logic. Consciousness is based upon you knowing nothing. It is called Ein Sof Er. It is the nothingness. It is the void. It is your greatest gift for which you do not deal with because you want to deal with entertainment and you want to deal with books and you want to deal with fake ass gurus who only care about themselves. And the reason that I say that is because that, of course, the question that I ask myself every day before I click on this live, am I a charlatan? Am I the person for which I condemn? I don't know. But in my heart and every action, I tend to want to add value. And even more so, I want to restrict myself at times, as I've been doing lately, because I don't want to be that person that you can rely on. I want you to be that person that you can rely on, because this is the shit that saved me. The shit that saved me was not listening to these conscious people. I tell people all the time, when I was listening to these lectures, I was having the worst time of my fucking life until I began to speak and not listen, was how I began to change my reality. So I encourage you all, start a YouTube page, start a podcast, start a blog. It's 33 people on this live. It's not 33,000 people on this live for a particular reason. You are the creators. And it's not even to create something for clout. It's to create something so you can be able to take control of your words creating your reality. Because if you listen to other people's words create your reality, you might be a little bit unhappy with the results. So when it comes to observing, we've entered into a point where we can only observe within. And we can only judge that is within us. And of course, this creates a natural shadow projection. And it creates something for which we have to work on. Because I know who I am and I know what I do. So I know how I have to come to avoid or to just amend the energies for which bother me, which probably means that I need to step up my game. Probably means that I need to work a little bit harder on my aesthetic. And I can't look at my past wins. It's like, oh, I did this shit 10 years ago. I did this shit 5 years ago. I did this shit 5 minutes ago. I can make a mistake right now that could wipe all of that shit away, good or bad. So the idea is to stay in the present, and that's the hardest thing to do for a human being. We love the past and we love the future. But if we could just hold on to this moment and then say, okay, what will I do in this moment to add value to someone else? And this is the idea of Mars and Aquarius. But the dark side of this is, what can I do for myself? But the dark side doesn't mean it's the bad side. It's the side that you don't take care of. So this is the side that creates the shadow projection. Since you do not take care of your mind, meaning that you don't feed it. You don't feed your mind good shit. You feed your mind trash. Since you don't feed your body good shit, feed your body trash. Since you don't feed your soul good shit, you feed your soul trash. This is for which you deal with the fulfillment until you begin to curate your mind, until you begin to control your mind, until you begin to know your body, until you begin to know your soul. Like, know them as entities, as living, breathing entities. Listen to your soul, listen to yourself, listen to your cells. Things get really easy when you understand that your body is always communicating with you. Life is so extremely easy when you understand that your soul is communicating to you. What confuses you is your relationships with your lovers, loved ones, family. Not to say that you should cut them off. But what I am saying is that you should really develop a loving relationship with yourself so deep that you can begin to listen to yourself, that your relationships don't even phase you or fade you or impact you or nothing. You can come and go as you please because I don't need you. I want to pour into you. I want to love you. I want you to ask me questions so I can be available to you, but I don't need you. Because I love myself that much. I'm always with myself. But because I'm with myself and I'm actually dealing with this actual maze, and I'm realizing that, oh, confusion is the key. Confusion that leads to resolution and figuring this thing out and being a problem solver is what this is about. And the always present problem solver, because the guru problem solver is only going to talk about the problems he solved a year ago. However, the world is a completely different place. The same magic that you was using a year ago is just not working. Because you put your faith in understanding in something that wasn't really right and exact. So the idea now is to take back control. And to understand this control is deeper than you might think. So Mars and Aquarius. Mars and Aquarius is an air sign. Aquarius is an air sign. Mars is a fiery, creative planet. So think about creativity, but then thinking about it in a space of air. Or in a space of mental. But see, you can't look at energy within a vacuum. You have to look at the moon's energy, where the moon's energy is all about creating a level of control. And not control externally, but a control internally. Because if you're able to control internally, you're able to control outwardly. And a lot of people is listening to me like, oh, you speaking French right now. You've been studying French this weekend, huh? Like, what the fuck is you on? But what I'm trying to do is introduce to you a new way of thinking to get you out of your depression, to get you out of your sadness, to get you out of your loneliness, to get you out of your lack, because I, for one, have lived there. This is my territory. I know how to get you out of here, is what I'm trying to tell you. You got to be creative in the space of always thinking of new shit. If it's the old shit, then it might not be right. Because this will help you when Mars travels into Pisces, the shadow zone, right? Because the shadow zone is everything that you don't like, everything that you put to the side. However, you don't have to look at the shadow zone as something negative if you actually deal with the energy preceding it. However, nobody deals with the energy preceding Pisces for some reason. Nobody wants to get into the Aquarian, the water bearer. It's very simple. The water bearer goes to the river, collects water, and takes it back to his village. Simple as pie, right? You take your spiritual energy. You don't just hoard it for yourself and say, look at me. Look what I'm manifesting on Instagram, y'all. Look how many such and such that I got because I'm manifesting and I'm using my spiritual energy. I manifested and I'm vegan and I'm better than you. Case closed. Do you see these crystals that I'm rocking? Of course I'm better than you. Of course I'm woke. And of course you're asleep. Right? That's not Mars in Aquarius. That's Mars in Aries, right? Where it's into yourself. Mars in Aquarius is simple as pie, but you rather make it hard. You rather be selfish, and you rather have that shadow projection creep up. I need friends, but I don't really like this motherfucker. Instead of telling him how I really feel or even processing it within myself of understanding that it ain't really about me and my feelings at this particular point, because it's like a global pandemic going on and shit, like, you know, everybody's low-key locked down and it might be some real crazy shit brewing. But I digress. And I'm saying you can resist this spiritual energy. You can resist creating new things. You can resist helping out individuals. And for that, you will deal with the consequences. Because, like I said, you can acquiesce to the system or you can come into your own system. Because I meant to say this earlier. They can study quantum mechanics and quantum computing. But that is you. You are the quantum realm for which they studying. So, old dude in a lab coat telling you about quantum mechanics, how they can do this, how they can do that. They can't do shit but study what you are. Hey, you into the Fibonacci sequence? 359. And why would I be into something that I am? That don't make sense. My eyes don't reflect on themselves. My left hand don't feel itself. It can only project itself outward. So everything for which they study about Tesla and this and that and quantum and dark matter is everything that you are. Love, magic. It is you, but you seek it. So in understanding Mars and Aquarius, you honor your soul, but you also honor your collective because the Aquarius rules the 11th house. The 11th house is about social circles, right? The 11th house is about social circles, but I still can't understand this Aquarius thing. So the water bearer does what again? Hold on. Trying to wrap my head around this Aquarian thing. Now tell me again what this Aquarius shit about. So the water bearer goes to the river of consciousness, takes his sack, takes all the spiritual knowledge, and then he just bathes himself with it, right? No, he don't bathe it. He drink it and he save it for himself and his family. No, he don't do that. He give it back to the community. What do that even mean? Like, people? Oh, shit. You're getting complicated. Friendships, how you show up in friendships, how you show up in relationships. This is very key because a person can be like, well, I'm doing great in life, but don't nobody like you. You can't even hold a conversation because you so pressed or so guarded and jaded for your physical resources, which really don't matter. So you can then understand how this shit only gets worse as it progresses through Aquarius into Pisces. It don't particularly get better. Trust me, I know. So the more that you can think about other people and get over yourself, the easier that this thing gets. So what is this about? This is about getting stuck. This is about the past. This is about old wounds. This is about no creativity. This is also about the lack of learning, because the next step in Mars's journey is your ability to actually learn as opposed to getting manipulated, because you got those two options in this world. You have those two options in this world. You can either learn or you can get lied to. You could either learn or get lied to. So I'm going to start off as your friend and I'm going to end off as your enemy. Let me just start from, this is by Edgar Evans Casey. And this book is called Edgar Casey on Atlantis. And this might sound a little confusing, but I'll explain it. Edgar Casey is actually doing a reading. And this is taken from page 71 of that book. We find that in those periods, there was not a laboring for the sustenance of life as in the present, but rather individuals who were children of the law of one, and some who are the children of Belial in the early experience were served by automatons or things that were retained by individuals or groups to do the labors of a household or to cultivate the fields or the like, or to perform the activities of artisans. And it was concerning these quote unquote things about which much of the disturbing forces grew to be factors to be reckoned with between the children of the law of one and the sons of Belial. For these were the representation of what in the present experience would be termed good and evil, or a spiritual thought and purpose and a material thought, desire, or purpose. Hence, the entity entered the experience as one of the children of the law, or one of the or of the one purpose. So basically what this is saying, because that's kind of confusing, like this is my bathroom book, so I've been kind of we all got that bathroom book. Stop tripping. We all got that bathroom book. But this is my bathroom book, so I've been reading this paragraph for about a few weeks now, trying to like wrap my head around it. And now it really does make sense. And what it's saying is that in Atlantis, we didn't do anything. We just told people what to do. Shit. Okay. Let me retrace and backtrack. In Atlantis, we did not do anything. We told people what to do. And so, because of that, there was a war that happened because that wasn't particularly right to do that to these particular people, I guess. But the war that happened was a real war that goes on to this day. But the war isn't black and white. The war is black and black. And the war is the Boule versus everybody else. Okay? Listen. The war is the Boule versus everybody else. And this goes back to Atlantis. Okay? And there's the law of one in the sons of Belial, aka the Boule. But what the Boule does, or what we all have the ability to do, is to control automatons. Y'all gonna have to understand this. Y'all gonna have to wrap your mind around this, because ain't nobody gonna tell you this but me. Okay? And y'all gonna be like hearing it from somebody else and be like acting like I ain't say it first, but this is what it is. In order to get your power back, you gonna have to control, whether you know it or not, you control automatons, right? Because you here today, right? What I mean, because you here today? Let the news or let the government or then let media tell you how automatons is supposed to treat you. They supposed to be out here lynching you, riding around, like doing all types of crazy shit to you, right? But you just be out and about living your life, not ever being bothered. Everything be cool. You went to Burger King the other day, seen Janie, was like, hey, can I get a Whopper with cheese, some fries, and a strawberry shake? Little Janie was like, okay, sir. You ain't hit her with none of that hot shit that you be spewing out on the internet. Why not? They your sworn enemy, right? Why you ain't just set trip soon as you walked up in the Burger King? Oh, Janie, she cool. Oh, well, what is we talking about here? Because I'm so confused with this. But I feel like confusion is better than coming to these false conclusions, right? Because everybody talking about this particular, I don't like saying particular word association, but the AA situation. But have you proved that it's not an artificial intelligent type of situation? That's specifically, not to say that it didn't happen, but the way that it was programmed in the media was specifically designed in a certain way to trap your energy. Because how do these particular entities that are sons of Belial or Dark Brotherhood or Black Pope energy, how do they survive? How do they get their SHIT off? Well, they get it off through winning the war. They get it off through winning the war against melanated energy. So it's melanated energy, but then there's neuromelanated energy. In the melanated energy, the masculine energy, not the divine masculine energy, not the sons of the law of one energy. Because you don't know shit about it. You think it's all of the same. You see all of this shit with one broad stroke. You see Jill Scott and Erykah Badu singing. It's all waving hands like, oh, what you say about Erykah Badu and Jill Scott? I'm saying that you ain't did your research. And leave it at that. See, this energy is tied into what I did I'm going to give y'all a real story. So I did a video called Red Magic, Chaos Magic, Psychic Self-Defense. And I was like, this was like a minute ago. Not a minute ago, but probably like a month ago now. And I was just like, yo, we need to fight back and this, that, and the third. And I had Trump with goddamn AK-47 on there just playing around, joking, just joking. Right? Just playing around. Didn't mean nothing of it. I told y'all I relocated, right? Tell me why in the same place that I relocate to, not nowhere else in the world. I mean, low key people do their little protests, but not to this quite extent of how they stormed in the Michigan Capitol with AK-47 demanding freedom, demanding more stuff. And even more interesting, I was just scrolling around, just chilling, and something came on my YouTube timeline, and it was more or less like it was like the lady was talking to me, the governor. She was talking to me, talking about this Chris Brown situation. Like, this is gotta stop, and it's really bad here. I'm just, dang, sound like the lady talking to me. She got the same birthday as me and Kobe Bryant. Her birthday August 23rd. I'm like, wow. Goddamn governor got my birthday, and they goddamn. So I'm just thinking, like, I ain't saying nothing about nothing because I ain't nobody but just a regular guy. But it's just mighty, mighty interesting when you understand certain laws of quantum physics and certain understandings of the Atlantis mechanics of your understanding of automaton controlling, whether it be success, whether it be defense, whether it be love. You just gotta take control and bring it to you. And all this, hey, they doing this to us. It's straight a mind game, man. It's that Sons of Belial energy trying to distract you and dissuade you because they forbears and forbearances, things of that nature, need them to have a particular divided consciousness between us. And there is a divide, but they ain't gonna tell you what this divide is about. This shit scaled back all the way back to Atlantis. So my questions is, couple questions. Why do you trust so easy? I don't see these chats. I'm bringing these chats up to the surface. So the archons is like Pennywise, right? But if you watch the end of It Too, when they defeating them, you gotta watch the end. That is kind of long. It's long for no reason, right? It's long so you don't get to see the ending because you fall asleep by the time the ending come. But if you make it to the end of It Too, they show you how to defeat Pennywise. They just start imagining them to be as little. Imagine them to be automatons, and then they just stomp on his ass. This is real easy to defeat Pennywise. You defeat him with your imagination. You defeat him with your quantum realm. You don't defeat him with logic. You defeat him with your confusion. You defeat him with your insanity. I got another story, a quick story. I got an auntie. She play crazy, but she ain't crazy. She play crazy so she can get them particular checks every month so she can just continue to play crazy. But she ain't crazy. She just don't want to assimilate to the goddamn system. And I feel her. Why would it? I'm not about to go to work every day. I'm about to collect this check, get this Section 8, and live my life. That make more sense than working every day and now you don't work every day and now you figuring like, damn, am I about to be kicked out? You ain't heard the Social Security people say shit. We good, we good. we good. Damn, coronavirus, that's crazy. And I'm not saying that one way is better than another way. All I'm saying is that you need to take control of your mind, of your understanding of who you are, because you are a spiritual being having a human experience, and you have forgotten this so many lifetimes. I'm your friendly Atlantean Thoth reminder that you are from Atlantis and you got full control. You got mind control over Debo. You got full mind control over Debo. There is no boogeyman. There is no Pennywise. There is no war, unless you want one. There is nobody taking over unless you want them to. Unless, I got another question for you. Are you an automaton? Because if you are an automaton, then you gotta say, shit, I'm an automaton. I just want to follow the rules. I just want to then you gonna have to, research how to live life as an automaton. I don't know how to do that. I don't know. I tried to be an automaton a long time ago. It ain't work out for me. Ashe. Because if it worked out for me, I'd be corporate guys. How you doing, guys? What you need to do is get an entry-level position, put on a tie, show up to work every day with that pearly white smile. You are not a human being. You are just told that. You are a chaos being, and now you know that. So, that being said, let's tap in, man. I want some good calls today. We always get good calls. I'm just putting that pressure on you. Don't call in if you ain't trying to turn up for the one time. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be on the Zoom. I mean, don't turn up too much. Yo, man, let's just tap in, man. Yo, yo. You gotta cut on your mic. You said what? Oh, I thought you was trying to be funny. I'm like, oh, really? That's how you feel? Oh, okay. Not right now. I don't care. I'm just shutting it down for a sec. I've been. Yeah. I've been too hard on myself. Let me see. Check the chat. You gotta cut on your microphone. You gotta cut on your. Let me cut on these caps locks, cause you be putting on your caps locks. Niggas be thinking you yelling at them. I ain't yelling. I'm just saying. There we go. Hey. Almost. I feel like we working with something. We getting there. You on a Bluetooth or something? Cause it sound like a microphone problem. What you drinking, a mimosa? You doing them? We feeling good today. I can't hear you though. I wish I could, and I wonder if it's me. Name me.
Can you hear me?
Oh, here we go. Now I can. Now we can. Now I can. Now I can. Say something again.
But me?
Now, oh yeah, you,
Hey!
you, you.
Hey!
What's good?
I'm chilling. How are you?
Great. I can't complain. I cannot
Me
complain.
either. Man.
Look, you got the mimosa, or is that OJ? I'm hoping it's my
No.
fingers crossed for mimosa. No mimosa.
You know what? I have Moscato in there, but this is just.
I was hoping it was a mimosa, man. What's good?
Nothing much. I remember our first reading or whatever, and I remember telling you that I was just so nervous about tapping in or whatever, and so I've been slowly but surely, you know what I'm saying, trying to work my way up to it so that I can get used to speaking and stuff like that, because I know that's something that I'm called to do.
So good, so far so good. But go ahead with your little bad self now. Got the mimosa. It's a mimosa to me.
Okay.
It's a mimosa to me. We gonna use our imagination today. Okay.
That works. That works.
So how you feeling though?
I'm feeling good, doing a lot of purging and a lot of meditating and a lot of writing and a lot of, feeling so that I can release, and everything that's going on and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'm feeling good though. I done had
Yeah.
me some good steps, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's the vibes. That's what we going for. That is what we're going for.
Yeah, man.
Oh, RNS, because that's how you really get over something. That's how they say, though. You really get over a situation by starting a new situation. So you in right alignment.
Yeah, well, yeah, that and just being able to, it's more about doing what makes me feel good.
100.
You know what I'm saying? It's doing what makes me feel good.
But I'm going to give you
And
another level. You can do that regardless of anything. But that's deeper down. That's further along the road, but you had a good stop.
Baby steps. I just tapped in. Always ever evolving, as Khadijah said on the other live, just ever evolving. Always, once you get to one step, or maybe it was D-Ray, you get to one step and it's something else. So
yeah,
we gonna get there though. We in the right trajectory,
Indeed.
Yeah.
You said you was triggered. What you was triggered about? What I do?
You were talking about the corporate job and stuff like that. I'm still there, so
Yeah, and I would have been there too. I tried, not for lack of effort. I put my best. I tried, sis. Sometimes my wife can bear witness. Sometimes I try. I still be trying, low key. Shit, I don't know what's wrong with my ass, but yeah, good.
But I think the more and more self actualization. I think that if that's where I am, I'm fine with that right now, because I know that every step, every space, every period of my life is for a reason. And as long as I pick up on those reasons and take that knowledge and that information to move on to the next phase, then it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. So I don't feel bad about it. It was just a jokey joke. You know what I'm saying? I feel triggered, face palm.
Okay. I was just making sure, if you got some stuff you get off your chest. I mean, I have to take it, sometimes. And I'll say that, and I'll say, when you start being real with this energy, people gonna be like, girl, Who the hell you think you is reading me this way? You know what I'm saying? That type of energy. So, you be prepared for that.
They already like that though. They
Huh?
already like
They
that
already
though.
like that?
They're already like that. Yeah. Yeah. People be thinking I be sending their souls and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you be coming for people, you just be walking down the street like, I'm not coming for you. I was going to the store, like not coming for you,
Right.
like damn.
Really wasn't. I really wasn't, And but all that's still coming online, and all of that is a part of being able to accept me and who I am as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna rub everybody the right way, and
100%.
that's okay. That's okay. And it's still love, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have to, either one has to walk away with any hard feelings or anything like that. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But I'm not gonna take up too much time. I didn't have a whole lot to say.
Yeah.
It was the act of stepping outside of my comfort zone this morning.
And you
So
don't sound like a person that shouldn't be talking, if that makes sense. Right?
well,
You
it's
sound
in the
good. You
stars.
sound good. You sound good, Like I said, it don't be a lot of people on these lives, and I think that's a divine reason, because I like to think that I'm speaking to the teachers. I like to think that I'm speaking to the healers. I actually like to think that I'm speaking to the people with the large platforms. It don't
Yeah.
gotta be me. It could be you though. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want, and if you see that for yourself, and you got a lot of good stuff, November. So the more that you able to market yourself and put yourself out there, and then people like, all right, well, what you got? Oh, that's when you know what I'm saying? That's when you can be like, well, feast. I have a buffet of things. So just kind of get to know people and show them how much you care. Because one of the realest things that I've realized is that people don't really give a shit of what you know. They only, well, let me retract that. People don't care what you know until they know that you care. So
Yeah.
put yourself out there
That's
in that
important.
fashion.
That's important. And I'm a ingrain that into my mind. Because even, going back to talking about reading people or whatever, it is from a place of love, or it should be from. And I feel like the more I infuse that love and care for folks into the things that I have to say, I think the more palatable it'll be, and they'll be able to feel that love vibration and be able to digest it, and get the truths that they need to get from it. You know what I'm saying? Everything doesn't have to have a bite. And I'm learning that about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as I heal past traumas and anger and heal relationships, whether I still speak to the people or not, but just heal them internally for myself. The less bite I have, and the more I'm able to speak from, yes, a place of realness, but also from a place of honesty too. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And I don't have to be so worried about, hurting people's feelings, this, that, and the third, because people can feel that love vibration when you speak to them,
Exactly.
when it's there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And yeah. And when
I
you're
think the
infusing
missing
that
link to
love
that,
vibration,
to add to that, is like what we project is the love that we don't have for ourselves, and we
yeah,
imagine that that person is not loving us, but it's really us. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So if we take care of that hidden part, that part that we don't
Yeah,
really pay attention to, that part we've been slacking on, then you start to
right.
notice that your life is changing. My
Yeah.
wife told me
And
this morning about this particular energy, was like, once she lets go, she's going to like go into different, so much will be afforded to her, but it's these certain attachments. And not talking about you specifically, I'm just,
mhm,
this could be about anybody that's on the live listening.
mhm.
Your attachments might be blocking your blessing, and just if you
Yeah.
feel that, then sit with that.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, that Chauncey was definitely, speaking to me when she said that. Because I know that I have an issue with attachments. And I know that goes back to some deep-seated, like, childhood, growing up trauma, whatever, quote unquote word you want to put behind it. But
Right.
really it's about go. And I was really glad that I watched and it wasn't on the live when Khadijah was on. But I watched it later and it really opened my eyes to some stuff. Like I knew a lot of that already, but it's like it's just something about when you hear it at that right, just the apex of the right time, it just like flips a switch and like blocks start falling into place. And that's what it felt like, you know what I'm saying, as I was listening. And I'm gonna actually go listen to it again. She's such a
Mm-hmm.
wise woman. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like I was supposed to get a reading by her, and so she was talking about me, not about me per
Mm-hmm.
se, but about a situation like with me because I had scheduled to have a reading with her,
Mm-hmm.
and it was gonna be like 2 months, man. I was like, I'm impatient. I got that Sag energy a little bit too, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like I'm ready now, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm trying to get to a place, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I'm like, always
Mm-hmm.
that feeling of trying to do more and more, thinking that it's gonna put me like on the treadmill faster to my destination. But I'm on a treadmill. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I got to get off the treadmill and get on the road to
Yeah.
actually get somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so,
Get off
so
that comfort
I'm
zone or
learning to
whatever we
right.
comfortable at. It don't be
It's
taking us
safe.
nowhere. Within itself, the idea is limiting.
Right. It's that safety. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I'm trying to remind myself to enjoy the moment. Like I can see the synchronicities and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel, I guess the issue is sometimes you feel like, or I feel like I should say, you starting late in the game because you look at your age and you think about time and this and that. And it's like, but things don't have to be linear like that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Could something could happen and I could wake up in 30 minutes from now and the November mage would be completely manifested. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to keep telling myself that, and get
And
that time.
beyond that, that's a lot of what I've been seeing esoterically when doing a lot of people's charts. That what could feel like had passed you by, it just was taking a little bit more time to season and manifest. And it never really passed you
Mhm.
by. You just didn't actually realize it yet. So what you are about to realize, you have yet to realize, but are you receptive enough for a new reality? And that is be like, yeah, I am. I am ready. Well, what about those old wounds? What about that procrastination energy? What is that laziness that I've been seeing? What about that feeling sorry for yourself vibration? And not you, but just in general, where people say, I'm ready
Yeah,
for this new world and this new transition. Okay, what steps have you taken to manifest it? You gotta actually do the shit that you really not
right.
ready for, and that's the internal. And really purging that, then you can say, I'm ready to accept it. But it's like trying to eat dinner in the sewer or something like that. It's gonna be hard until you get that old shit out to even enjoy new energy. No matter what you
Yeah.
get,
And
go ahead.
right. Yeah, because so as you're saying that, the words that I'm seeing in my head is sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice?
Mm-hmm.
What do you that can mean letting go, that could mean giving up. That can mean doing.
Mm-hmm.
Sacrifice is not always about, it's just like fasting. Fasting is not always about giving something up.
Right.
It could be disciplining yourself enough to, what I'm saying, drink a gallon of water every day because
Right.
you need more water, you know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I had to learn that too, and
Mm-hmm.
it's actually harder to me to actually do something consistently than to give up something consistently because
Mm-hmm.
we're practiced at giving stuff up. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's what I hear in my inner self, and I see
Hey.
when I see when you're talking. What
Hey.
are you willing to sacrifice to get to where you got to sacrifice those old habits? You got to sacrifice that lack of discipline. You got to, you know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff is comfortable and we're used to it, and it feels good at first, but then you kick yourself later. So then you start the self-sabotagement, and then you start the self-blaming, and it just is a freaking vicious cycle, you
Mhm.
know.
So
Wow.
the idea that I want you to kind of take with you about sacrifice is that's one level, because there's the initial level of sacrifice where it is this, I have to get rid of this, and the connotations around sacrifice is somewhat negative until you deal with the etymology of the word, and it is to make sacred. So in order to become this quote unquote divine aspect, one has to get rid of the aspect of you that is not true, and that is the work within
Yeah.
a nutshell, to shed yourself of all false realities. And a lot of people want to hold on to particular false realities, and this begins to the real sacrifice. That's the real
Right.
sacrifice, the thing that you hold on
Yeah.
to the most. And so a lot of it is not as bad as it seems, but we always have to make our lives and our situations sacred. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everything is a sacrifice. Everything is a ritual. But it's just how we have our programmed intentions along the way.
Yeah. So explain sacred a little more. Like, how do you like
So
go into that a little
sacred,
deeper?
okay, to go into it deeper. So a sacrifice, like, like, say for instance, you'd be like, this person was sacrificed. That's a
Mhm.
feeling or a thought, but then if you have you ever heard the real details of a sacrifice? Well, the details of a sacrifice is, in order for us to live on, that this energy has to particularly die. But even sacred is a secret. So when you get into this spiritual bond, so me and my wife have a sacred bond, which meaning that we have a secret bond, meaning that the things that we discuss and the way that we feel for each other is not nobody else's fucking business. But then I have a sacred bond with my soul. And so there are things that I do within myself that I don't share with my wife. And there are things that she does within herself, like her spiritual baths. She don't come downstairs like, babe, let me tell you about my spiritual bath. It was so fucking amazing. Da 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 da. Because whatever she experienced with her soul is sacred, is secret. It doesn't need to be talked about. And so we've built up a repertoire of sacred experiences, i.e., secret experiences. Yeah, we tell y'all that we went to the mound. But if you think that all we fucking did was go to the mound, you got a whole nother thing coming. And
Right.
most of the spiritual stuff that you do, if you do it in secret, it works. What's the problem though? You want to share, or you want to get clout, or you want to have a particular response. But if you remove that, then all things are sacred and all things come and manifest. Like, if you really truly believe in your rights, in your work, you don't tell a soul. And then you watch it
Mm.
manifest and you don't say shit. Like, what did you do to manifest that? Well, I worked hard and I studied. And then you be like, oh, okay. And just keep it moving. You're not going to say, I was in the backwoods working with such and such, lighting incense, candles, resins. I was going crazy to manifest this. I damn near jumped off a bridge trying to manifest this life for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
People not
Well,
ready
I
to
think
get to that.
yeah, and I think one of those human things, and I know that with me, at the times when I have talked about whatever I've done, it's a thing of like a proof. I think we were talking about this before, a proof to yourself,
Hmm.
like trying to prove to yourself that you are the magical being that you say you are. So yes, some of it is like showing off, but then I think some of it can come from a more innocent place where you're trying to show yourself like an out not an outcome, like the evidence of
Right.
what you're doing is working. And so that's more along the lines um with me.
But I'm gonna drop
But
one more thing. If you speak it, then you speaking something prematurely. Unless you say it's done. So if you in the midst of work, you can say, "Oh, my spell didn't work," or "Oh, I didn't make it," "Oh, I didn't achieve what I strive to achieve." Then your words are the finite closing to that actual situation. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? This is
Oh,
why
well,
you be quiet, because the quietness allows it to stay open ended, even if you in a perceived defeat.
yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good thing for me to remember.
Hmm.
But yeah,
But yeah,
so
but of course, well, I was about to do something crazy, but we'll we'll build. Of course, I'm sure you'll be talking to my wife very soon about something or another. And if
yeah,
you do need anything from me, as far as like anything ever, just always reach out. You always got
yeah.
a open ear and an open heart. So
Yeah, and I received that, and I appreciate you and Mama Mystic, for
mhm,
everything um so far or whatever. Like they say, when the student is ready, teachers and knowledge and whatever the hell
mhm,
else you need, in that moment appears. And I have been, petitioning for that spirit family. You know what I'm saying? Like
mhm,
more people who were either like me or not above me, but just like further than me, so I need stuff to strive to. You know
mhm,
what I'm saying? So,
mhm,
you and your wife, showing up, has made a big impact
mhm.
on my journey and things like that. And I can't thank y'all enough.
Oh, no problem. It's our pleasure. It's something that we wake up and do, with pride and joy. So we're just happy that it resonates with you, and hopefully you'll come to the conclusion that it was you this whole entire time that we were trying to show you. We
Right.
weren't trying to teach you or trying to evolve you or anything to that effect. We were just trying to show you how awesome you were and how talented you were. If you listen to the reading and recording, everything that I said is how I felt, like right off the rip. So, that's what we're about.
Definitely. And I do listen to them regularly. And every time
That's
I
what
listen
they're
to it, I'm
for.
like, oh, that's a nugget. That's a nugget right there.
That's what
So
they're for.
yeah. But let me get off of here so somebody else can talk.
Sure,
Thank
sure. It was
y'all.
beautiful. All right.
Ah.
Hey, what's up, Shani?
Peace, peace, and
Hey, what's going
peace.
on?
No, I always gotta have something to say with
For
regards to self.
sure.
You're definitely dropping some jewels, and I think, of course, that's what my journey is, or my purpose is, to show people how important the self really is in everything that you do, not just things that regard your self-esteem, or what I'm saying. No, I mean, like, literally everything from
Yeah,
relationships, how people treat you, to what you allow for a waitress to do at the restaurant. You know what I mean? All of that is
everything.
there. So
Hmm.
I personally love when others speak on the self, because I think that we have been bamboozled to think about love and relationships when it comes to self, because love is something that it should be cultivated, not something that you seek out to find. Oh, he makes me feel loved. No, he shouldn't make you feel loved. You should already feel loved, and he should be adding to that feeling
Yeah,
of
given that.
giving you the feeling of love, because that's how you end up in a what is those situations where you end up fatal attraction.
Yeah,
Fatal attraction.
yeah.
Because
Cause
I've been seeing stories about men killing women, and just, I mean, it goes back from years ago, right?
yeah,
But that concept, though, of you can't be with nobody, if you can't be with me, that's selfish. And
yeah.
that's not selfish in a good way. That's selfish in a horrible way, because you're only thinking about yourself and how you're affected by it. But
Mhm,
anyway, I just love when you talk about the self and how important it is.
mhm,
And it just motivates me to continue to do what I'm already gonna be doing with this
mhm,
series of
mhm.
stuff. So yeah, I'm fully
So, did I miss the video, or you just didn't put it out yet?
it has not not been made yet. You have not
Okay,
been
okay. I got my notifications up. I'm just be checking my watch like, oh, maybe I missed it.
No, I feel like I'm gonna go towards more of the podcast sector versus the videos. I feel like the videos are more explanation,
Sure.
like what people who, like, don't know what entomology is. Like they don't know what that even means.
Sure.
Right? So I think I'm gonna go the podcasting. I'm really or more good at my mouthpiece. So appreciate you though, you know, with the pressure.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm here
Yeah.
for. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
And I love Cosmic Chlorophyll.
Mhm.
Her energy is amazing.
For sure.
Always. Same way as you. Where's it at, sis? I want to find it. What is it? But no, I kind of missed like literally the first 25 minutes of whatever it is that we were talking about today. But at the same time, though, it coincides with what I've been observing out here on the internet because I haven't. So
Yeah.
a new world requires new. And I think we're the ones. I don't know. Where's your Saturn in tropical?
Tropical, my Saturn is in Scorpio.
Oh, so you're like, right. Really? Okay, well, I'm an Aquarius. So I feel like tropically an Aquarius, but siderally I've already gone through my Saturn return. How that happened. But anyway, I feel like we are the ones that are here for that breakdown of the old world and that breakdown of the new world. And perhaps you remember, I mean, you're probably older than me though, so you're at a time where things were a little bit more copacetic. I'm from a time where things were getting started, like they were starting to implement their plan, you know what I mean, starting to fuck with people's heads and the masses. My generation is one of the first ones to typing in the classroom. We were like learning how to type in like first grade. Like,
right.
Who the fuck does that? Like, we're some fucking
right.
robots. But they prepared it.
They prepared you for coding and things of that nature, and the digital age where schools are just everybody's on their computers and shit. Like, I'm not used to that. That's they tried. They started to introduce it when I was leaving high school.
Introduce it to y'all with them big old bulky ass things. So by the time they got to us, we had Mavis. Okay, Mavis taught you how to type. Because 90 seconds or better, okay? Like, so, but we're their generation though. We're the ones that can remember the old, and we're the ones that can remember or comfortably go with the new. We're comfortable with AI shit. We're
You're
like,
probably
okay,
more
shit,
comfortable than I am, but I get where you at though. I can get where you at.
I look at it as a way to combat it. I don't look at it as a way of it defeating me or getting ahead of me. I feel like the fact that they have AI, it just shows our mental capabilities. It shows where we are and where we could be. So if anything, it motivates me to get on my superpower shit, you know, my you know, mental strength and things of that nature. So but that's what our generation, that's what my generation is for. And I feel like you're part of my generation too. For one, you're already a light being. You're already bringing this light, your light to the world. So that's number one. And but with us, our generation, we're not exactly like with the pandemic, quote unquote, we're not exactly panicking about our future. We were panicking about our future in 2012 when we were graduating in 2011. We didn't know, we didn't think we would have a future then anyway. So it really didn't matter. This shit is just a bonus. It's like, oh, we got a bonus 9 years? That's what's up. So we're just like, what's next? So that's where I'm stepping in though. I want to step into that leadership, and like the sister said in November, get more. I petitioned as well for my spiritual family. I petitioned as well for people that are like-minded and those that can add on to whatever it is that I'm focused on or learning about, because it seems like we all on the same shit. Everybody is focused on learning themselves. Everybody got to figure out what they gonna do next, how they gonna make it. It's really simple. The answers are already in front of you. They're already there.
Right.
We just have to tune in. Or type in, as I should say.
Right.
Because I definitely be calling you. I'd be like that. Write that down. Yeah. You had said something earlier. Wait, I put it in the chat. I can't remember, but you said something. Oh, you said you either lie to yourself or something. Lie to yourself or learn it. Learn it or lie to yourself.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the title of like my 5th episode, because I read completely well. That is And for me, it's do or die. I've always
Yeah.
been hard on. So if I do some shit, if I say I try to smoke in the house or something, my shit and the way my shit is set up, it'll fucking burn down, or the smoke detector will go off, and like the water will come down, shit like that. So I have to say like immediate karma, immediate punishment for whatever.
My son is the same way. My oldest son, my wife be like, "Why don't you ever discipline him?" Because I'm like, his karma is quick acting, tough acting to acting, you know.
Okay, you're gonna be like, damn, you wise as hell. He gonna be like, yeah, I know, fire is hot.
Yeah.
I learned that.
Yeah, real good. He a Leo. He got that Leo fire, so same energy.
My Chiron is in Leo, so I was the same way. I was a little firebug. Anything that had to do with something that I wasn't supposed to do, it excited me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I learned. But no, I didn't want to take too much time. I just want.
It's always a pleasure.
My crew coming in on me anyway, so yeah. I just wanted to and give thanks
and be sure to keep me updated, okay?
Always.
All right, peace. Dream Wise.
What's up, Hud?
Chilling, man. How you?
Shit, chilling, sitting on the couch, listening to y'all, do y'all.
Just chopping it up. What's been up with you?
Man, shit. Same old.
You put out a classic on Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's my fairy godmother, man. You know what it is. Shit. Me and Khadija. Yeah, it's just the work, the experience and the talking to her, it's a real reflection of what we know, what we're starting to understand about ourselves. Like, yeah, when we talking about self, that's what this is. It's a reflection. So everybody we're seeing, everybody, I don't care who it is, you're a reflection of that person, whether good or bad, right or wrong, you know what I mean? Even if you have like good people in your life, you're still a reflection of that person. And then even the bad people, you see one bad person, you got to ask, why am I magnetized to this bad person or whatever, quote unquote, bad in your mind?
Right.
So, yeah, we're all in this thing together, man. There's no hierarchy to this thing. Khadija's a beautiful soul, but at the end of the day, I understand her as my sister now. Shoot, really.
For sure. That's beautiful. That's amazing. That's amazing to even think about. How you could come to that realization.
No, you can't eat these things. Go sit down. Yeah, you can't. The conversations we have offline is just amazing, and just so the understanding is there. We keep on going through this thing where we start to realize about ourselves a lot more and more. That I am principle. That, oh shoot, this is me.
Right, that's your reflection.
Right. And the more you start to look at people from the outside and see these other people that you don't want to be, that you have a disdain for, now you got to ask yourself, okay, how do I eradicate this situation? You know what I'm saying? Inside of me, not outside, because that's some bullshit. But inside, you say, okay, there's something inside of me that's magnetizing this lazy person or whatever. Right. Or this goofy person or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now I gotta sit there and look inside of myself and say, all right, what is going on inside of me that this person is in my life, and I'm because we're just projectors. We're projecting our outside images and just seeing the people that are really us. Everybody is us. Okay, this thing is an illusion. So once we start understanding that, we start to realize like, oh, okay, I get it. So if I really want to take this thing out of my life, I just got to do the work. And then from the inside out, the person that I'm claiming I am or whatever in my head will respond in that manner. You feel me?
100%. 100%. And I got one question for you. Can you drop some tips on people who struggling how to fast? Because you going low key turn into the fasting expert next year. Niggas you'll be putting on a whole fasting class, but can you drop some can you drop some tips for the
Oh
family?
man, fasting. Yeah, it's a process. Like, okay, so it's not a race. It's a thing where you just have to accept where you're at. You know what I mean? Like some days I'll do a fast for 7 days. And I'll be like, oh, okay. Now I get, because fasting is also a thing that can be impediment to your life. You see what I'm saying? Like,
What you
for
mean by
instance,
that? You
like if you're just fasting and you're in love with the feeling, you know what I mean? You got to have balance in this thing. You're not supposed to be like a even these breatharians and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you really look at them, you
Yeah, I
can
had
tell.
a little chick that just wanted to fast all the time. She was turning me off, like always taking a
Right,
fast, always making me feel uncomfortable for eating a goddamn burrito or some
not
shit.
in alignment for the purpose what you're supposed to be down here doing. You're not supposed to be sitting here. Fasting is a tool, okay? So once you get into a space where, like you was just saying, and I'm the fasting king, I ain't know no fasting shit. That's just something I understand that will work for me. You know what I'm saying? You have to, like, for instance, what I done was I noticed, okay, every time I fast, I'm ridding myself of these unwanted things in my life, right? That was hindering me, that was slowing me down. Now it gets to a point where I'm fasting and I understand that, oh shit, I'm really, into myself too heavy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I could be, oh man, I don't know how to explain it because it's something that you just got to kind of feel. It's like you can be too perfect or something. You be trying to strive for, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think like
yourself.
when you talk about like viruses and bacteria, they say like in biology or virology that you need certain negative things in your ecosystem to even be.
There is no good or bad. That's what I'm saying. It's
right.
like you too thirsty or something. Like fasting is good, but at the end of the day, it's just like being a vegan. You know what I'm saying? You know how vegans can get that mindset of oh shit, you eat meat and shit. What the fuck? Oh ass nigga, what you silly. So that kind of energy is that what you're trying to eradicate. Because I get to a point of a fast, I'll do a 13-day fast, and I'll be like, yeah, I got to get off of this shit because I can feel it. Even though I like it, I love the feeling. Right, I'm really in love with the feeling. But at the end of the day, I know it's just appeasing my ego. You see what I'm saying? I'm starting to get into a place where I'm trying to appease my ego. Like, yeah, nigga, look at me, hoe ass niggas.
Right.
Shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting faster around this bitch.
I thought that's who you was turning into. I ain't even gonna hold you, but I'm glad to see your chaos that showed up. Like fuck fast,
man. I tell you about that shit, man. Fasting is a damn tool. I'm telling you, dog.
That's beautiful.
And that's the only thing you can do. You slowly process, take one day at a time. Do a 1-day fast, and do a 3-day, then 5-day, then eventually just feel the feeling for yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because we got to understand this thing. You have to be ultimately in love with yourself, like 1,000 in love with yourself, right?
Right.
Like everybody else is just a reflection of you. So yeah, of course you support them and you cherish them or whatever, but like and alike are the same shit. A motherfucker can like you today and hate you tomorrow. So what the hell does that mean? You feel me? So this feeling of understanding people,
or don't I know it? That shit
is nothing but a mirror. You feel me? Because we can't. I can be cool with you, Hood, and then the next week, man, fuck Dream. See what I'm saying? And now I have to understand, if I understand the law of polarity, I understand that, hey, it's not good or bad. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still walking in my vibration of myself.
Indeed.
You
Indeed.
see what I'm saying? So I'm in my power zone when I'm staying humble to myself, in love with myself. But at the same time, I'm gonna bounce reflections off of me that people can, see inside of me. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%.
So it's like we have to not, because I heard what you were saying, Hood, but we, at the same time, I can tell you something with straight honesty, and you can take it as like, oh shit, that motherfucker hating or whatever.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Being straight up and down with you, but then, I could tell you something, and you could take it with a pure heart, like, damn, thank you, that changed my life. But at the same time, what does it matter? Because I'm still just
Swinging for
reflecting
the
something
fences.
inside of me.
Yeah.
Right. I'm being honest to myself
Mhm.
when I'm speaking power to someone outside of me.
Mhm. Mhm.
See what I'm saying? Because now I'm saying, okay, this is how I feel. Fuck if they feel bad or slighted or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm coming with a sense of power and a sense of they understand because it's a reflection of me. Now, if they don't understand, well, hey, that's what I'm saying. They didn't really fuck with you in the first place. You feel me?
Right, right. And that's kind of where I think part of it, like, especially as men, we go through a lot of different things, and then we don't never have a safety valve or a way to handle conflicts, because unless you do, you know what I'm saying? Certain times you have like a joking manner with certain people, but then, like, especially with this internet stuff, it's like, shit, if this person does something, then it's just easier for me to just not deal with them versus just like, all right, having a conversation, or even like you said, not even having it think that that could be something that could even affect me in a negative fashion. Already having that implemented and set up, you know what I'm saying? That I ain't gonna agree with everybody, and everybody ain't gonna agree with me, but that's still
Right,
gonna be bro. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, that's how I come into it,
right,
anyways. You know what
right,
I'm saying? Because I
right.
know I'm a
Because at
disagreeable
the end
ass
of the
nigga.
exactly. And at the end of the day, we're supposed to be in a vibration of unconditional love, right?
100.
So now when you're transmuting this unconditional love, look, Mother's Day just passed, right? Your mama loved you to death.
Mm-hmm.
She'll beat your ass if you came in when them
100%.
the street lights came on. Does that mean she hates you more or less? You know what I'm saying? I have to show my kids a space of discipline, because at the end of the day, I want them to see them safe in this matrix. You feel me?
100.
I gotta explain things and blah blah blah. Yeah, AA is running. Don't worry about that, because you protected spiritually. Fuck all these. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
gotta explain all of that.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So now, we have to prepare them for this matrix, because that's a real reality in this system,
Mm-hmm.
like racist and all this other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, and just regular life stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't do drugs and all that other goofy stuff, right?
Right.
But hey, hit this weed though.
Right. Or
You
drink
see
this
what I'm saying?
or drink this liquor for this celebration and shit or whatever. Yeah, it's real
Hey,
confusing.
here go a shot, baby.
Yeah.
Here go a shot, baby.
It's
Happy
your
14th birthday, baby.
Take
Nigga,
this
14
shot, but
like a
don't do
bitch.
drugs though.
But man, don't do this shit, man. Fuck that. It's stupid. But hey, here go. Pass the blunt back, nigga. What's up? Oh, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And that
Yeah.
type shit. So it's
100.
like
Mixed messages
you
like a
gotta roll with
motherfucker.
shit. You drink your sea moss this morning? All right,
Yeah.
good. Now, let's go. Let's go to the strip club. Don't worry about your don't worry about your ID. I got you, man. Shit. They know me. I'm
Funny.
Dream Wise.
I'm about to
Shit,
do
we
all of
good. We
that.
walking in the
I'm gonna be that type of dad
exactly.
too
We
with my
gotta do that with our
sons.
kids. Yeah, that's exactly
We're
what
like,
you
you
already
be
know.
doing
That's
the
that
most
eighth
with
grade
your
guy.
kids. Like, I
Like,
am.
damn, my dad, man, my dad was so, man, what? what my kid's gonna be like, man, my dad was hard on me, but man, he was cool to the bitch. He let me
For
do
sure.
whatever. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure. For sure.
What?
That's the vibes.
Well, I did it. So, but
The vibe.
I forgot what we was talking about. How we even get there.
We just talk about just relationships, really, and then trying to deal with relationships through conflict or perceived conflict. Because at the end of the day, what you saying, it ain't even really conflict. It's some inner shit.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that unconditional love. So
Yeah.
now if I'm vibrating right from an unconditional love, this heart space,
Mhm.
now the next man that I'm speaking to should be able to have a understanding. It's not gonna be like, because your ego is gonna be in the way. Everybody have to see Revolver, watch it 3, 4, 8 times.
Mm-hmm.
Your ego is all in your mind. This is the mind. It's all in your head. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I say something to you, Hood, and you don't take it right. Is that a reflection of me because I'm just speaking my truth? Or, there could be people hating. You can feel the vibration of somebody hating. But if you know me I have unconditional love for you, you know what I'm saying? Now you can say, okay, my nigga ain't gonna steer me wrong. Like, nah, Hood, I don't think you should go that way, man. I don't think you should do that. You know what I'm saying? It's not good for you. Oh, you just hating. But the only way you can really sense if somebody is hating if they have repetitious behavior of that shit. Which now you got to say, why is this nigga in my life?
Right.
Fuck do I even fuck with you if you can't even big up anything I do? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I always start with something good. If I know I have to confront some my man's or whatever, like my man, he owed me some money or whatever, and I had to come down. I said, man, hey, look, man, I love everything you doing, man. Blah blah blah. Like, powering that thing, but look, at the end of the day, I did the numbers, and you owe me $2,000, baby. What's up? You see what I'm saying? Now, am I hating? I came straight from a heartfelt space. I need that. And it's not about the money. It's about the principle. It's about the principality of this thing. Let's kind of do business where we can be, in a space of love. You know what I'm saying? If I owe you, oh, my bad, dog. I got you. Quick. Not even thinking about it. You see what I'm saying? So we have to get into a space where, and that requires the work, because it's all about the work, the meditation, and, going within so you can understand yourself. And so that when you are having these situations with people, you're not worried about it, because it's not something you worry about. It's just something that naturally happens.
Right.
Yeah,
that's in a nutshell. So even when you tripping or other people tripping, if you holding that resonance, what I've noticed is that my wife would be like, I was asking my wife earlier, I was like, have you ever just seen me get mad at somebody and just cuss their ass out? Like, I've done that before, but she ain't never seen that, because I've really learned how to let people's emotions phase themselves out, because a person gonna only hit you with that fire for so long. I've seen a lot of fires in my life, and every single fucking fire then died out eventually. Don't know, unless that little bitty ass fire for JFK at his gravesite. Other than that, you know what I'm saying, fires die out. So I let people get emotional as they need to, and then be like, all right, you done now? That's how I really handle people at this particular point. But just holding that resonance of, if it ain't love, then I ain't fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? I'll just look at you crazy as hell. Dream, you could get on this live right now like, fuck you, Hood. I'll be like, y'all hear Dream? This nigga tweaking, bro.
That nigga's something wrong with that nigga. But no, that's what it is, man, because at the end of the day, we're a reflection of the people we fuck with.
100.
So now, you know what I'm saying? That's why people phase out of our lives. You know what I'm saying? All them hood niggas that was in my life, they all phased out. You know what I'm saying? I still got a few of them in my life, but I can see something. I can see an aspect of myself that's, like the hustler aspect or whatever in their mind that I'm still magnetized to. So I know that's why they're in my life or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or they have some kind of more business acumen that I'm still, reflecting off of. But at the end of the day, if you see that inside of you first, now you start to look at everybody else and say, oh, okay, this is an aspect of me that I have to G-check real quick. So when you G-check that person or whatever, right, you're not really just doing it to them, you're just saying it to yourself, which is just a reflection or the mirror of you. Because now you're looking like, damn, I wouldn't, that's something that's something that's out of whack. Not saying we gonna be perfect and stuff like that, but that's something that's not in alignment with our process. I ain't gonna let you go hit some prostitutes or whatever wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, wait a minute, that's not me. Because now I'm looking in my head like, hell no, that's not me.
Depends, man. Like the higher echelon. I digress. Go ahead with your stuff.
So yeah, it's a mind game, but once you start to understand yourself, you start to say, oh, okay, this all is about me. Because why? Because you're God, your own universe. So now the reflections are just projections of you. So whoever is in your life that you dislike, you just like Khadija was saying, you have to accept the responsibility that you created this outside world.
100%.
So if I see somebody like we magnetize Hancho and stuff like that, right? Why? Because we're in the business acumen of, okay, we want to, be into this financial game or stock market game or whatever, right? So that's an aspect of us that's reflecting
that we created
off of Hancho. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that he just came out of nowhere. I mean, you've been knowing him, but shit, now he's in alignment with me because I'm in alignment with you. So now we're all in this circle and Ra. So now we're in this circle of, okay, this is what we are. But now you notice how we kind of slowed down because there's other outside projections that's happening that's distracting us from that energy. Even though I've been, putting in a signal here and there or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? It wasn't as vibrant as we had it. But the minute we do get back on it, it's gonna be like night and day. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up? We 100. Back? Oh yeah, we back. Let's get it.
That's what I've been noticing. And like new shit is hard to maintain new shit. But I think like just having skin in the game and actually, like me, I'm just that type of person that I've had to actually learn how to just show up, you know what I'm saying, and be present even when I'm not present. It's like it's something into like taking care of yourself, and like that's how you can show up sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you just gotta take care of what you know is right for you to take care of. And bros, I feel like they should understand that, and maybe they doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We all got families and things of that nature, and that's why it's like leisure. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when we do connect, it shouldn't be no issue or no problems and things of that nature. Or if it is, like, people got to learn how to deal with that part of themselves too, because a lot of man shit could sometimes be being afraid of conflict. You know what I'm saying? Being afraid to say something that's going to go against the status quo. But shit, that's the only way you going to be friends with a person at the end of the day. Because you could be that person like, oh, that nigga cool. Every time he come around, he just that cool ass nigga, But that ain't real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. If I can't be real with you, then I ain't really fucking with you.
Right.
Because I want to see, because I don't have your best interest at heart, which is actually a reflection of me. So now I'm bullshitting you because I'm too scared or whatever. I'm still in that fear space, them low 3 chakras, to tell you some real shit. You see
Mhm.
what I'm saying? To tell you some shit like, hey, look, it don't have to be like confrontational and no shit like that.
100.
It could be, hey, look, this is what I did and this is
Mhm.
what I found, and maybe maybe you should try this angle. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's love.
Right.
What?
But that's what Bobby Hemmett and all of them was always talking about with their community that they was creating. They was like, we all was just doing shit and we was all doing our own personal work. You know what I'm saying? But still contributing. And
Right.
that's really what it's about.
Right.
Everybody got their own shit, but then at the same time, we contribute to a pot. And that's really where it got to get back to. Because even that sense of, damn, we done slipped off a little bit, that's a feeling within itself. That's like, all right, you either feel that and be like, hey, let's meet or some shit, or you just be like, I know we should meet, but you know what I'm saying? Just kind of regress and revert back into what you normally like to fucking do. I think, that's just everything is a learning lesson at this particular point in time. And if you go into it with that, as opposed to like, yo, fuck that nigga because this nigga ain't doing some shit, like you just know some shit about another person, that's where you get a little kind of, that shit is a slippery slope. But if we could have this conversation now, it'd be like, oh, probably we need to just throw another meeting where me, you, Rod Honcho, just, talk. You know what I'm saying? Because we all been doing different shit in regards to what we all been talking about, just in our own little way. So that energy can come back and kind of center itself. I hear you on that.
Yeah, I think we just gotta, like, we're all chaos. So in
100.
chaos, there is no order. So
Right.
now if we're all chaos, now we got to say, okay, well, let's find some order in this bitch and say, okay, let's meet every Monday at 6 a.m. or whatever. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
We kind of make a schedule with this thing,
Mhm.
and we leave it at that and say, all right, every Monday at whatever, we'll meet and we'll just discuss some trades and discuss how everybody's feeling. Even if we don't even talk about trades for, nothing but 5 minutes, we talk
Right.
about just life. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And then we say, all right, well, hey, we're gonna dive in, and then that starts the wheels moving, or the energy to flow in a certain direction,
Mhm.
to where now, we can get back in this trading scheme and blah blah
Right.
blah blah blah, or
Right.
connects and stuff like that, because that's a big thing too. Connects. Hey, I just met this person that do trades. One of my homeboys do trades. He said he just made $500 last week on a trade.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, okay, well, I got to reach out to you, and I'm supposed to go fuck with him probably today.
Mhm.
But you see what I'm saying? That type of shit right there. I'm like, damn,
100%.
this my nigga. Okay, I didn't know you was on that shit.
Yeah,
And
that's the whole thing. Developing a
man,
community, bringing people in, because we all done met people individually that we all kind of brought in, and then having particular conversations. So that's why I'm saying that we got to
and
kind of have a conversation together and kind of catch up for real.
and Hood, let me tell you, he in the same IML thing we're in.
Wow.
So I was kind of crazy because I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna come. I was supposed to get with him this past weekend, but I was, busy in Mother's Day and all that.
Right.
But he has a team. Like,
Mhm.
you know how we have a team, he has a team, and they just give each other signals.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So now he throwing me into his team because I'm his man, and I'm 100. So now what I'm gonna do for y'all?
Right. Share that info.
You know what I'm
That's what it's
saying? So
about.
that's a whole nother signal thing that we can bounce off of, or just say, oh, okay, I like that. Say, oh, okay, blah blah
Mhm.
blah. You see what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
everything be in alignment, dog. It's just,
Mhm.
we gotta stay. Like you were saying, yeah, we gotta stay connected, but stay in love with self.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Cause I definitely advance my conversation in this subject. So I'ma reach out and Telegram and see when is a good time for all four of us to meet and we can kind of have a conversation because all of this is on the table. And I guess with a lot of information that's new, we all need time to actually process it and then understand what's happening and then reevaluate and then come back and then reevaluate some more. but like you said, in the midst of chaos, we can establish some order, and because of that, we'll actually grow. You know what I'm saying, as individuals and as men. But we actually need to establish it and stick to it, which is the hard part. You know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't be hard. But the hard part
Nah,
is like,
yeah.
go ahead.
Nah, Hood, it wasn't hard though. It's
Mhm.
like you moved, right? You had your moving venture.
Mm-hmm.
Honcho had his thing going on. I had another venture that I had to really dive into heavy real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Real heavy. So I ain't had time for the Forex thing.
Right.
And then Rye, he was doing his thing. So now once we come back all into alignment, because now the storm is kind of settling down for me, and I'm pretty sure if I'm a reflection of you, then it's settling down for you. So now, we can come back in and say, oh, okay, well, let's do this and blah blah blah. Because this thing is gold.
Yeah.
And they just charged us, or they just charged me. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what the hell is IML? And I said, oh shit.
Yeah,
I said, man, what the hell? I said, man, what the hell is I said, IML, what the hell? I thought I was receiving money. It said nigga.
Let's build though, man. Let's chop it up. Let's get let's all tag it. Let's get it. Let's get into this Royal Rumble one time.
Yes, you know what it is. But all right, here, man, get it in.
I'm gonna hit you on the Telegram ASAP.
All right, peace.
Mad Titan, what's good?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's good, man? What you up to, bro?
I'm at work.
Okay. Just taking it easy.
Yeah, taking it easy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So I was listening to what you were saying earlier, like about self-love and all that. Made me reflect on like I had to learn how to do that. You know what I'm saying? And the way I grew up, like, because like growing up with my mother and my father had a divorce and all that stuff, and he kind of left me, and then she kind of act funny towards me. You know what I'm saying? The stuff like that. It made me feel a certain way, and I grew up that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to learn how to, get that self-love. I ain't learned that till like much later. You know what I mean?
Right.
Man, I just ain't like I hated myself, but I just like I felt empty all the time. It's just hard walking around like that. You know what I mean? Feeling depressed. And, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy feeling like that. But then it's like I also had a feeling of me that a search for something that's greater than me, and I couldn't find it in religion. And then once I, we talked about it before, like I went through the journey and I found self. So that's where I found my self-love at. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's, going through all that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is basically what I was thinking about.
The reality of it is like certain things, like where you could have a perfect mom and a perfect dad, and you could still create within you that lack of self-love. It's not really no tested true science. I think through all of this esoteric shit, all of this conscious shit, like everything, if you want to reduce it to a small bite-sized nugget, is actually learning this. And this is for everybody. And so even more so, you can, I see you reinventing this and like reversing it into like you actually teaching people and helping people in their journey into self-love, because because it's not a given that we actually love ourselves. It's like hard for most of us to even conceptualize.
Yeah, cause you're right. Cause once I really like started loving myself, I was like, damn, I love myself. You know what I'm saying? It was like I was like, I had to realize how much I was missing it. You know what I mean? It was like, damn, I really didn't love myself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then growing up like that, and then I like gave, it was like a universal. Like if I knew I was missing it, I try to give it to people double. You know what I mean? Like, cause I didn't want nobody to feel like that. So if I had a girlfriend, I'm overdoing it. If I got my children, I was like, I always said to myself, when I had kids, they ain't not gonna feel this way. So I give them all I got. You know what I mean? But then on the other hand, it kind of hurt me because like if I gave so much, I feel like I'm empty again. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I had to learn how to love myself. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So it was like, I had to learn all that.
But like I said all the time, like people know you for like showing love though, which is interesting. Like you show more love than a majority of people. Like you are an example of like if everybody learned the same way that you learned,
right,
the world would be a better place because you know how to give love to others in the same way that you receive. And so within teaching people this, it's a science to that, man. It's a message in that you don't even gotta say. You can just continue to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. I just feel like, in my mind, it's like if y'all, I love y'all because y'all give out all this information, do research, give classes. You don't gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? That's love. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I'm like, I'm gonna show somebody love for putting in all that work. You know what I mean? So, and it helps me. You know what I'm saying? It helps me grow a lot. So
yeah.
Back,
But a lot of you like the 1% though. You know what I'm saying? People don't even can't even fathom what you just said right now. It's just like in one ear and out the other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's respected. You know what I'm saying? It's really much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? And more of a wish that more people would learn from you. You know what I'm saying? And see the message in the beacon that you presenting, because everybody can reference. Oh, I like this. Oh, I like that. But very few people can show love.
How's everything with you, bro?
Yeah, everything is great, man. I'm just appreciative, man. How's everything with you? Beyond, like work and everything and all of that. Like, how have you been?
Man, everything been good. I mean, this quarantine or whatever, you know what I mean? It's helped me and my wife's relationship. We got a little closer, you know what I mean? So that worked out.
Yeah, man. Might as well, man. You got a lot of good things in the works, I'm sure, after this whole particular situation. You going on any trips soon? You the trip man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Jamaica. I love Jamaica, man.
So Jamaica this year?
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm trying to.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to join you. Shit, like
yeah, we can do that.
I'm trying to join you. You know what I'm saying? So keep me updated, man. We having a baby in July, but after that, we ready to get up out of here and do some things. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna have to link up, Titan. I appreciate you, bro.
All right, thanks, man.
Man, thank you. Yo, Shaka.
What's good, brothers and sisters?
Chilling. Hey, Shaka, you good at this. Keep the people entertained. I'll be back in like 1 minute, man. Do your thing, though, okay?
Say nada.
Hey, Shaka, you in Rockford, right?
What's up, player?
You upstate Illinois, right? In Rockford somewhere?
Nah, not even. I'm in London actually. Just outside of London. So I'm coming in all the way from not London in the USA, London in the UK.
How is it, man? How you doing out there?
You know what? It's me personally, it's good. Funnily enough, this whole thing brought about some divine synchronicity, ended up breaking my foot, left foot, fifth metatarsal, which is the bone that connects the toes and whatnot to the leg. Anyway, 2 twos that came about and just gave me the grounding that was necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you had to sit still for a while, huh?
You understand? And I'm a guy that likes to be around, up, down, left, right, everywhere. I don't stay still. So this really gave me that grounding and to anchor myself. So it was funny that, Hood brought up the whole essence of anchoring, and, how sometimes you got to like place that anchor down and then move it a little bit and then place it down and move it, because that's been the reality right about now. I've progressing in terms of day-to-day spiritual advancement has just been on a really glorious level. You know what I'm saying? We give thanks. And that's in part, down to these communities here, down to me also getting down to the heart center of my reality and what has happened in my lifetime, and really accepting that truth. Last week, I mentioned it before to Hood, but, we lost a big mentor of ours over here in the UK.
Yeah, I saw that. Was he a producer or a rapper?
He was a rapper, and he was a pioneer of the game, man. Like there's no scene without what he did. And I'm talking about keeping it real. Forget all these guys who be chatting this nonsense all day, every day. This is a guy who set the stage for us now to blast off, and when like I said, cried all night long, because his death was almost like the compounding of all the losses we've had so far in this whole scenario, and set off a real fire inside the soul for myself and so many other people, and now we galvanize, brother. We're galvanized to push forward the truth that he lived for, the truth that he stood for, and the truth that we have to bring to the world, day by day. So today I woke up, just with that divine inspiration, man. Like started writing a little tune that just came from the other realms, and it was feeling tasty. It's feeling tasty. We're just it's funny because I was talking with somebody the other night, and we were talking about how it's important when you express your truth with another being. There's that concept that exists, if two people are in the room, God is present. You know what I'm saying? Like when you really express that truth to another person that really feels it from a heart level, it speeds up that manifestation process like no other, and for the positive essences. Earlier was talking about fasting, and that one got me because right now I'm also fasting. I've been observing Ramadan. And, that in itself, forget just like when you want to get something or when you want to clear yourself of any energies, forget out all of that. That is part and parcel, but the greatest thing is how much it brings you a sense of clarity to who you are,
100%. And what you said was such a jewel where you had said that, because sometimes it can get lost in translation. I just want to follow up, and you can agree with me or disagree with me, but you said that when you are honest within relationships and partnerships, the manifestation process is almost instantaneous. And when you are in particular relationships where that communication got some lies in it, you like, oh, we gonna do this, oh, we gonna do that. It just don't never materialize. It don't never manifest because there's some lies at the root of that shit. So in order to get to a point where you actually manifesting is a point of honesty. Was that what you was trying to say a little bit? Was I in there ballpark?
Nah, you're on the money. You're on the money, man. And it's funny because you were talking earlier about you wanting to bring order to things, and it's funny because in my own experience, my own reality, one of my teachers, very young, when I first kind of started on this game, he was like to me, yo, that one of your key abilities is to be able to see the order in chaos. And that in itself, I think that resonated with me highly. I never really understood it, but now we're in this point of time where everything's in chaos. I still have a sense of calm, even though I ain't got a clue what's going to happen tomorrow or whatever.
Right.
Because I can see that order. I know there's a grand scheme of things, without trying to articulate too tough about what it is and what it ain't. because sometimes as well, you know, there's the point of where you ain't supposed to know. You know, it's like them ones where you spoil the
Yeah.
surprise for yourself,
Yeah.
like wanting to know too much.
Yeah. It's that Dr. Manhattan energy. When the time is right, your woman will hit you over the head with a hammer and wake your ass up. But for the most part, take care of the kids, read books, enjoy your life. You know? But
It's like
you
the things just start popping out the side for you, and you're like, hold on. I didn't even have to try, but when you was really going for it with all sorts of unclear emotion, unclear intention, unclear will, unsure, all of that stuff,
Mhm.
you start to bring haze into it coming into you, you
Mhm.
know?
100%.
So, you know, a lot of thanks, man. And
Yeah,
once
man.
again, thanks to be connected to you guys on a real, you know?
That's real, man. That's real. And you holding down your sector, I'm holding down my sector. We just gotta, I just, continue to bring the flavor, continue to bring the funk. You throwing any type of dance parties or anything
So
online?
it's funny, man. Like I'm like one of the only people, you know, because I was doing all of this beforehand. You know what I'm saying? So like
Mhm.
now everyone's on it. I'm kind of like distancing myself in certain aspects, not because
Really?
I don't want to,
Uh-huh.
but because of that. I'm now looking at the other aspects of my life where I was neglecting. You know.
Right.
So actually, funnily enough, you mentioned this is because I was having a conversation. I got quite a good knowledge as far as it goes to geopolitical affairs and so on and so forth. And you know, with all of this going on right now, a lot of people they confused, man, about what's going on due to the fact that we got the media just giving you nonsense, the government giving you nonsense, and then most people don't have a knowledge of self or the external world on a proper level. So one of the things that has now come into play is that I think, you know, in light of what we've spoken about before, in as part of Celestial and what we're doing is I'm going to start a little political discourse as far as breaking it down for our generations to get involved in the process of things. Because at the end of the day, you know, a lot of people say, yeah, don't worry about this, don't worry about that. And yeah, it's true. But
I
also,
don't agree. If you have a million people on Instagram watching a damn contest, we could have a million people storm somebody's city hall and demand change.
this is exactly the point. And so really I want to be able to break down things for people in a simplified way or in a way that they can understand from someone who they can relate to, you know, and that therefore giving them the chance to be able to spark that in themselves and gain that interest. Because you know we need to take part in this process, man. Like right now there's a transference of generations, huge transference that's going down, and if we're not involved in it, be it by thinking about it, taking action on it, it's just gonna pass you by, like, you know, and you'll
Yeah.
be sitting there going, damn, what happened? You know, how did all that happen?
Mhm.
And it's because you're sitting on your ass just fucking watching memes and yeah, bro, it's all mad. It's all mad. But yeah, we give thanks. We
Yeah,
really
man.
do give thanks. And
Keep me
yeah,
posted with the
it's
Celestial and keep me posted with anything that I could do, because even if I could just bear witness or
100%,
pay attention to what's happening, because when it comes to
100%.
politics, one of the Truth is Stranger Than Fictions, I really got into the nitty gritty of the politics and the actual misnomer that we do by giving ourselves particular colorable titles and then absorb energy from celebrities to say, hey, you don't need to worry about this. Worry about love. Worry about money. Worry about having a nice house. But the political aspects or the legislative aspects, that ain't nothing
It's
for you to actually worry about. You should just dance and have fun. You know what I'm saying?
and you
So
know what, over
anybody
the above.
speaking to that, please let me know.
Well, listen, actually, 100%. I think we'll have to speak to you in, as far as doing a little cross UK USA thing and just break down the similarities,
For
break
sure.
down where, break down the unison. Because you know, at the end of the day, these two nations, by the essence of statecraft, are one and the same. You know,
Right, statecraft. There you go. There you go. You done dropped a whole new word on my mind. Go ahead.
but like you know, as far as the way in which the USA began and where it started, and then even this little island nation that I was manifested in, there's so much history in it that's intertwined with
Magic.
And it's still playing out. It's still playing out to this day, to this very moment, very, very much.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to be able to kind of bring that out there a little bit. So
For sure.
putting in the groundwork to make sure that happens. And
For
then
sure.
I'm just waiting for this foot to heal a little bit.
Yeah.
Once it heals, I'm going to start my move, because that was something that was spoken about. It's time for me to return to the city and see what's really good.
You about to hit them London grime streets?
Yeah, man. I distanced myself a little bit, had to get away. It was one of them ones whereby, how the city can get.
100. I think you in the good space though. If you in a rural, you can look out and see some trees and stuff at this particular moment and some grass. That's good.
On a real, like, it's unbelievable. I'm so blessed in that respect, because I was lucky that by whatever reason, when I was a young man, after I finished primary school, I ended up going to school in these nice areas, because I was a smart guy. So like I have an attachment here. My big sis, she's always loved these ends. I was always the one that was like, nah, I love the city. I'm a city boy because I grew up in the city, born and raised, etc. I was on the roadsides, like you name it. But came to that point where, had that breakthrough, and I was like, yo, you need to pull yourself out of here. And lo and behold, it's been a glorious thing. During this time, it's brought a strong sense of connection to family aspects. It's made me value the aspects of friendship in my life, given me a real sense of just crystal clear clarity that you can hold on to, and that can give you strength to make a move bit by bit, one step at a time. So yeah, we're giving a lot of thanks for that, man. Real talk.
All right. I'm really appreciative, Shaka, and I guess at a certain point, let's figure out. I don't know what your next move is, but whatever I could be a part of, whatever I could support, just bring my awareness to it so I can do that. Okay.
100%. I'm gonna be hitting you up.
Okay. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
You know this.
One love. Man. One love, bro. Jazz, what's good, man? Last but not least, what's good, bro? Let's chop it up, bro. Let's chop it up. What's popping?
Yeah, just working with this heart chakra, man. Just working on this shit, though. Just doing all this work. Like like I was just listening to somebody last night. I mean, I listened to someone while I joined. I'm part of this group, this meditation group, and we're just doing this heart chakra meditation, and just talking about brokenness and being able to call your energy back to you, and just coming from an authentic place, though, in life. So, I feel good about that, though. You know what I mean? Just the fact that I'm able to reach out and to keep that communication open, and just like I said, just bring some healing, because I'm thinking like, all right, shit, you can heal later.
What you mean? What you mean by that?
I mean, just like focus on other things, and not really not that you want to put the spiritual things to the side, but just focus on the future as far as making physical steps, and then your spirit just not right, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wouldn't say that I struggle with that, but I'm realizing the difference with the day and times, where if somebody is like, oh, all you need to do is meditate, fam. Just come join my spirit circle, and we about to do all of this spiritual shit. That to me is just like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm just down. Like, if you like we about to build a house, I'm like, all right, let's do that shit. Or we gonna learn how to fish. Like, you a spiritual being, so everything you do is spiritual. But what practical things are you doing to add value to humanity or add value to your community? So I feel you on that.
Yeah, so I'm just, like I said, I'm just learning, like just trying to see what's next, though, man, as far as what I'm going to build at and everything, and being ready when shit opens up. You know what I mean?
Right. Because if you don't stay ready, you don't never have to get ready. So, just stay ready. And I think. What are you trying to do once everything open up? Are you relocating?
Yeah, I want to relocate. I want my kids to be in a different area. I want to be in a different area. You know what I mean? As far as like
More
it's like
melanated
45
beings.
yeah, more melanated, more opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
You coming up to Detroit? How is that situation working out?
nah, no. No. Hey, you already said. You said, hey, be open. You know, be open. Last thing I got from you was be open. So I'm like, all right, shit, I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna make sure I keep my options open.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? I think me like being away from our kids would probably be a disservice to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Right.
it'd be a disservice to me that you know, like my son about to be 13 this Sunday, so I'm about to have a teenager.
Right.
So it means I got 5 years to shape him into the man he needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
I can't bounce on that situation for
Little butt cheek.
you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like shit. Well, you know, here's a butt. No, like fuck that. I gotta.
Nah,
you know
man.
what I mean?
It's a lot of dudes that don't let their kids for some butt cheeks. I'm gonna just say that, and I never mind. I quit. I feel you because I ain't leaving my kids for nothing in the world. So I get where you at. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no particular situation. Ain't no amount of butt cheeks that can pull me away from my kids. So I get what you mean by that. But even more so, bring your kids up here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nice up here, and it's a lot of opportunity, and it's a lot of like mine, but just even I don't know, man. I feel like you just need to move to a energy where people can actually support you versus just kind of look at you all day. You know what I'm saying? Just observing you and shit.
Yeah. Like a place that you can. I like reciprocating though, man. You know what I mean? I know it's hard,
right?
I know we talk about giving love, but shit, until you give love to yourself, it's gonna be hard to give love to somebody else, though. You know what I mean?
You'll get there, though. We all get there.
So I'm in that place, though, man. Just constantly trying to love myself like the sun does. And so, yeah, I just appreciate everything, though. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to this live again, and I'll give you some notes and everything.
For sure, Josh. So, and shoot me a text too, cause I guess we gotta move forward, cause we already got the logos or whatever. We gotta go to the next phase.
Yeah. So we gotta
I'm trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? To get this show off the ground. So just let's set up a meeting and let's talk about it.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna do that, man. All right, appreciate you, man.
No problem, Jazz. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate it. I ain't gonna let you go. I ain't gonna let it go. But we're gonna keep it going and build something great, you know, because it's needed. So let's deal with it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, bro.
Jazz. No problem.
All right, peace, man.
All right, peace.
What's
bro.
that?
Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. So today we really dealing with the energy of real magic. And real magic comes from within. Anybody that's charging you $59.99 for a case of some magic that you can use sparingly and don't want it, you think you can run out of it, you think somebody owe it to you, you don't think that you can create it from within, you missing the point. And the idea with creating things from within is somewhat confusing because creation is never done. When you get into the space of saying, oh, I'm done creating, then you are done living. So as long as you're living, as long as you're surviving, as long as you're here, you are creating. So thanks to everybody that called in. Thanks for everybody that listened. Thanks to everybody that liked, shared, subscribed this video. Be sure to book a class starting May 23rd. On that, everybody have a wonderful and glorious day. Peace, and I'm signing out.